Oh, I didn't eat them already.
I think I need to go without that.
This is going to be so much fun.
It's good to be here with you, Andy.
It's going to be such a long afternoon. I can just feel this is going to take a long time.
So this is Andy. I live with him and his family. Would you mind just introducing yourself and letting them know a little bit about who you are, what you do for a living?
Sure. So my name's Andy Lester. My day job, I work as head of conservation for the Christian environment charity Aroshi UK. We work to transform spaces in churches and on land owned by Christians around the UK. I've got 4 boys which I'm looking after, which is a full-time commitment. Also into my surfing and bodyboarding and flute playing and kickboxing, so I'm a bit of got a weird eclectic mix of interests when I'm not doing environmental stuff.
A diverse man indeed. We've had a number of conversations in recent weeks about the coronavirus situation, the impact it's having, and asking those questions for ourselves of how do we respond. What are some of the things that have struck you and provoked you in recent weeks?
Well, I imagine quite a lot of people who are watching this have noticed the silence, or when I say silence, the lack of traffic, the lack of plane noise. And I think the thing that struck me most over the last few weeks has just been that sense of quiet. And the artificial noises have been replaced by the songs of birds. And some people have said, well, are birds singing louder? Or are more birds singing? And it's a no to both. Actually, they've been doing. They are singing just the same as they were before the crisis, but you can hear them more clearly because of the silence from the cars and the trucks. And I think the other thing is just looking up at the night sky. And if you're living in an urban area, suddenly being able to look up and see the stars, and there's less light pollution because more's turned off, and there's less pollution, so less haze. And that's really exciting. It just feels like the air's cleaner, which it is, and the bird song's sweeter, which it is. So I think those have been the things on a positive side that have been most apparent. Obviously, we're all aware of the stuff that's not so good. You know, coronavirus can't be underestimated, but there's some stuff that's come out of it which, you know, feels good.
One of the things you were saying to me recently was that there's a lot of voices out there talking about what we can be doing in this time and using social media to putting positive things out as we're doing. But one of the things you were saying is there's not many voices talking about slowing down and using this as an opportunity to reflect and ask those bigger questions. Do you just want to speak a bit more into what you meant there?
Yes, I think from a spiritual point of view, as a Christian and as a Christian in leadership, you'll know this, but we are all guilty of wanting to fill the time we've got with prayer meetings, conferences, events, worship activities, all sorts of stuff, which in and of their own right, there's nothing wrong with them. But actually, for me, the central thing that Jesus has been saying through this is, as my children, you've been busy for the last few years, and you've not stopped to ask me, what do I want? What is my plan for this world and this planet at this time? And you squeeze me into your quiet times. You fit me into your meetings where I'm a prayer at the beginning and a prayer at the end. You fit me into your church services like I'm part of a kind of theatre production. But are you actually really stopping and tarrying with me and saying, just come and sit down, come and do some fishing with me, just come and be at my side, and let's not talk, let's just be. Stop trying to get answers from me, just let's be together. So I think this is a time for all of us where in these remaining few weeks of lockdown, and these are a short few weeks potentially, why not take that time just to stop and just to go fishing in a spiritual sense? Just go out there and be with him, feel his presence, know that he's got plans and purposes way beyond what we can see and imagine. These are dark times, but in dark times, should we be filling them with more talk? Or should we actually be pausing and going, Christ, let's just go and sit with you for a while. Let's sit with you on the mountaintops. Let's sit with you on the beach. Let's just be with you. And let's experience that silence of knowing Christ rather than the chatter of knowing Christ. We're very good at filling it with talk.
Yeah, no, it's good. And one of the things that's been coming through from a number of Christians I've been speaking to, and kind of some of the things you see on social media, is talk about this being end times and this is God's judgment, signs of the end. Any comments on some of those ideas and how you'd respond to that?
Yeah, so somebody who's involved very closely with the whole climate change world and the reality that we are facing a huge crisis, not only for the survival of wildlife, but our own survival in a climate change world. And scientists are pretty united on that, and many church leaders are too. But does it really matter trying to answer the question whether these are the last few years or last few decades or last few centuries? The bottom line is we should be behaving as if every day is our last day. We should be treating every day as an opportunity to serve Christ with our hands and our feet and getting out there and serving Him in a way that's really making a difference. I want the rest of my life to be a life in which I can look back and go, I served. Not a life where I go back and think, I led. I want to be serving first and leading second. But the bottom line, at the heart of the gospel, is an attitude of being able to get out there and wash each other's feet, hold each other by the hand, lift each other up, manage the walls around the city together, know our places, know our giftings, know our skills, and then be able to use them for the blessing and the advancement of the kingdom. Whether that is caring for wildlife or caring for people or a combination of the both. We are called to be a people dedicated to His kingdom and His world at this time. And I think if we get to that place where we go, well, we don't need to worry, we don't need to bother, then we just have to look at a number of the parables where what happened to the guys who buried the talent. This is about investment, and it's about investment not in a worldly sense but in a kingdom sense. We need to invest now for a future. Whatever that future looks like. And the one assurance we've got is that future is with Him. How we get there, what it looks like, what the time frame is, and actually what the end result is, those are all questions that we can't answer right now. What we can answer is that call to be hands and feet and a serving body.
If you were going to give a one-liner to the world at large at this time, and you had one opportunity to do that, what would you say?
It would be just 3 words, which is stop and think. We're never going to repeat this moment in history again. Hopefully we will never encounter in our lifetimes a medical situation like this again. But as a result, the likelihood of us being in a place where we are in lockdown globally, as we have been in the last 6 weeks, is unique. It's unprecedented. But this is really an opportunity, and whatever time we have left before things go back to some vague sense of normality, stop and think. Just take that time out to reflect. Reflect about where you are, where you're going, the role you play, and what the future will look like if you do things differently.